What's good? What's good? What's goody, man? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. It's B-Boys Underground episode 90. This one's a special edition as well because this is an album exclusive, a premiere, as you will say, from the homie Destruct. Dope ass album called The Canvas Never Lies. And what we're going to do is introduce you because this is the introduction. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite plant, grab your favorite liquid, relax and sesh with the usual suspects in the B-Boys Underground family. Like this, y'all.
Geronimo, X, 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 X.
When it comes to this art, I have no boundaries. Art to me is a dialogue between the conscious and the subconscious, creating realities, revealing the truth. So with all that said, the canvas never lies.
And if painting teaches you nothing else, it'll teach you to see nature, to appreciate some of the beauty that's around us every day that we take for granted.
Let's get it right.
So I thought today we'd do a picture and grade just to show you that anyone can
Destruct,
paint.
It's the best you never heard.
Geronimo X,
Geronimo.
Learn to work with what happens.
best you never heard.
They say the pen's mightier than the sword, so these words could give a cut life like an umbilical cord. It's that God flow driven like a biblical tour. Spread the message through the land, it's what these missiles is for. We got World War III at our doorstep. You could blame this track for that. Fuck what Big Brother said. Politic with demons only pay off as a sever head. I'd rather keep my soul intact and squeeze a trigger filled with lead. Number 2, medicine, saving all the residents. Try to keep the peace, but the streets keep me malevolent. Gotta be selective when choosing what your weapon is. Who you call your peoples, get influence or you go against. The cycle never ends, so these cycles only blend. When the night falls, any moment you could slip. Your best bet's to pray while most only pretend. So keep your eyes closed, I promise I'll make it quick. Blah.
Don't you get it? I'm an artist. I paint with words. The best you never heard. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Let's go.
Art is within us all. You just have to find your own canvas.
Puros clásicos.
This is timeless art.
That's what we do,
This is what I like to call classic.
Look, summer vibes in the wintertime, but the weather never mattered when it's dinner time. Hustle all night, graveyard shifting right. I keep the shovel close when I'm working overtime. Everybody's in the verse, blood when I write, but no affiliation when I cook the kryptonite. The streets cold, no heroes where I roam, so we gotta get creative when the cemetery closed. The soul live on, even through your last breath. I wipe the dust off the collection of my old cassettes. Hard times give us strength out here in the west. Plus the quality is legendary, never stress. We rather smoke the ashes of our enemies, but why waste time with a garden full of trees? Just get your mind right while I sharpen up my schemes, and vibe while you listen to the new Google refrain.
Sometimes we work too hard at painting. Painting should always be fun. It should make you happy. That's when you're truly an artist.
What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. And once again, it is B-Boys Underground. Episode number 90. We got the fellas. We got a dope episode. Looking forward to this one for sure. Destruct is in the house. We had him once before earlier when we dropped the Natives Are Restless track with featuring Monstro and everybody. It was a great track. You need to go back and rewatch that if you haven't watched that yet, because that is a dope ass episode and it's a dope video. Support that. But we're here to support this. Very, very happy, very privileged and honored to have this guest back. Salute everybody to the one and only Destruct, and of course my brother Bluebeard. What's goody, y'all?
Hey, it's a battle of the beards and shit.
Let's go.
I got my y'all Mo B beard. You know what I mean?
That part, you know what I'm saying? Nah, hey, thanks for having me again, my G's. It's like, feels like it was just yesterday when I was back on here, you know what I mean?
Hey
Word up.
man, it was only a couple of weeks ago, at least,
Right? Life
So
be
I mean,
life be life and time be flying, right? You know what I mean?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, big compliment to the album, man. Been listening to it, and I fucks with it, man. I love it, and I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to get into breaking down, what the individual tracks mean, and giving the folks an opportunity to ask
Listen
questions
to it.
live. Shout out to everybody's here live with us. We are a live broadcast, so just to give everybody a heads up in the future, if any videos happen to get cut, muted, anything happens to get jumbled around, then it's because of YouTube being booth tube. So the best way that you can always stay up to date is to hit the like, follow, subscribe, and all notification bell on YouTube, and of course support us on our Twitch channel. That's how we fund this channel, is on Ghost Boogie 66 on Twitch. By your support and following over there as well, tab both of them up, share this out, push this out to the algorithm, to anyone who appreciates real underground hip hop at the finest,
Hip
at the
hop,
essence.
hip hop.
Hip
That part.
hip hop hip hop is alive and well. It is
That
not
part.
dead. It is
That part.
not. It is ageless, and it is all encompassing and transcending. It just incorporated into the
Hey,
fabric of everybody's soul
I,
at this
I
point.
think I think the slogan should be the podcast never lies. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
there you go.
There you go.
There it
Hey,
is.
Destruct said it. Y'all heard it.
Yeah.
There it
You know what I'm
is.
saying? Or should
Hell
I say
yeah.
this podcast never lies? Let me clarify that, because a lot of podcasts
That's,
are bullshit out there.
Yeah, bro.
we
Yeah.
try not to, but I mean,
We try not to be on that fuckery. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We try
Exactly.
to do
nah.
something for the culture, for the
This is
people, for you know what I mean?
Nah,
For the
y'all,
people.
y'all, y'all class acts, man. And I had a blast on the first time, so it's just dope to be on here now, promoting my last project. So I appreciate y'all having a platform just for me to
yeah,
spread the word and keeping the ball rolling.
Yeah, and just so
yeah.
y'all know, Destruct was on last time because he directed the video for Stroll and Rocka from Dilated
So
People.
that's
Yes,
you with
sir.
the drone work, man.
No,
That was
that's
That's
that's that's my brother Bravo. That's my Brazilian
that's
connect.
his
That's one of
team.
my best
That's
homies.
his
ah,
team.
But everything
he's
else is,
cold.
yeah,
But
he's
yeah,
cool with it. But everything else is filmed and directed by your boy. Even the scenes when I'm in, I'm having, whether if it's my wife or a homie there, I'm directing them exactly the angles and how I want the shot to be set up and executed. You feel me? So Resident People is
that's dope.
my film production. Yeah, I just dropped another one with Stro and Quasar that the homie Bay God edited, and it looks fucking crazy on some video game, Castlevania shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, with like
Oh
skull
man.
heads and whatnot, right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
seen
man.
that.
So
Shit.
I'm really,
Nice.
yeah, I'm really not to be taken lightly when it comes to this film, and just as much not to be taken lightly when it comes to this hip hop shit. You know what I mean?
That
Salute to
is.
that. There you go.
You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
so listen, man, what I want to do is a couple of questions since this is your first time on B-Boy is, we got to go through the normal, but before this also we are going to talk about, what we just heard. It's very rare, and we have a saying again, it's very rare that um artists get a chance to talk directly to their listeners, whether it be the first time they're ever introduced to you as an artist, or the very first time that they get a chance to hear a new song from you. And you don't get a chance to talk
You
to
know what? I
them.
lost the audio. Can't
Word.
can't
Okay,
hear you.
Hold on.
reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This
So,
is the
hey,
live
y'all.
show, baby. Y'all know we
Yeah,
doing it
we
live.
live. That's right.
This ain't no playback. We don't pre-record nothing.
This is, and what I love about it is it gives us a chance to give a big shout out to everybody that's tuned in live with us right now. Three Eyes, I see you, man. So
My
good to
bro.
see you. Uh, let's see here. We got
All right,
Destruct back.
can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. We
sir.
can hear
All
you
right.
just like
As soon as
Verizon.
as soon as you started talking, the sound went out, bro. So my bad.
All right,
You were
you're
saying it's
good.
very few artists, and we'll
It's
continue from
very
there.
few, yes, very few artists ever get a chance to talk to their listeners for the the first time that they get a chance to meet you or hear you for the
Right.
first time, or also if it's someone that follows you and it's the first time they get a chance to hear a new track from you, right? no one ever gets a really chance to really tell what happened in the vocal booth, what the intent was when you put pen to paper, when
Right.
you know, had the concept for the song, the concept for the video. If there's anything that resonated special to you about that, what was it that you were going through? You know, give us that part of this one, because this is the intro to the album, and it's the
Yeah.
first video you filmed, so there's a
Yeah.
meaning for this, right? And the
No,
canvas never
absolutely.
lies.
I
So
mean,
tell us.
it's a pretty bold statement, right? Like before I even divulge into the details, bro, like when you guys first saw that, when you heard the title of the album and you saw the cover, like if you don't mind me asking y'all, what's like the first thing that came to your guys' mind before even pressing play, just the title and the cover alone?
Well, me being a fan of like abstract art and color and that type, I mean, I'm a graffiti head. Like I've never been one to do any tagging and shit.
Right.
Because I just never had. I
The
spent all
hand
my time.
styles.
I
Yeah.
focused on my music, bro. You know, I like digital art and all of this stuff that you see, but like, yeah, my hands ain't ready for that. But I love graffiti. That's one of the first things I got tattooed on me was graffiti by
That's
legendary graffiti artists. So I mean, like, I had them bomb my initials. So I've always been a fan, and then the canvas never lies. So you know what I mean. What I think of is that here's my deep, profound statement. If you want it,
please.
life is messy, but life is beautiful.
Ooh, mic drop right there. There it is. Real shit. What you and what about you, Matt? Before you even press play, bro, just from the title and the cover alone, how did that speak to you?
I just like the colors when I turned onto it. Like the colors is something that spoke to me off top. Like boom, I was like, okay, this is gonna be something nice. I'm already knowing it's gonna be something good.
Right?
And
I feel it.
I feel off the name. I was like, he's gonna have some deep tracks in this motherfucker. So
That part,
Oh
that
yeah,
part.
bro.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. Back to you talking about graffiti. Like, I've always been a fan too, dog. Like, I got this classic Saber One piece right here. He did with LA Weekly right above my studio.
Oh, that's
You
sick.
feel me? That speak freely shit.
Yeah.
I can never do it myself. I was more the lookout. I was toy as fuck, but I always appreciated the art itself, right?
Yes.
So, so when I shout out to my homegirl Eliza, who painted that canvas from scratch. You feel me? And when I saw that, I was just completely blown away by it. You know what I mean? Like the colors and everything just really moved me too. And I just felt this was a perfect representation of the direction of the album. You feel me? It just sounded like it sounded what the music was trying to say. It's a whole bunch of different ideas, perspectives, and sounds thrown together, but somehow, some way, it still makes sense. It's still cohesive, and it's still fluid. All I did was throw a little parental advisory on the corner to let motherfuckers know this is actually album cover. It was just this is the first time I've done that. Usually, I'll have my name and the album title, but this one I felt like the canvas really spoke for itself. And then when they see the title, it'll all connect. You know what I mean?
word up.
Oh yeah.
There you go. And that's what it is.
You
Like
still got the audio? We good?
yes,
Yeah.
sir. You.
Damn, I can't hear y'all. Fuck. I gotta sign in and out again. All right, hold up.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all, we here.
Hell yeah. Gorilla Strong, good to see you. Tyler Land, good to see
Tyler
you. Thank you
Land,
all
what
so
up?
much for being here, man.
I was telling Three Eyes Boogie, I gave him a shout out today
Yeah.
on the joint, and he was like, "Oh, word."
Oh man, Three Eyes is the family fan, and we appreciate you pulling up and always supporting and being a part, just like Gorilla and everyone else. And Gorilla, I'm gonna be hollering at your homie as soon as I get off of the show tonight. So,
All right, we back. And can y'all hear me now?
Good.
yes,
Yep.
sir.
You
Yep.
hear me or not?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
We
yeah.
all
Okay.
Damn,
here.
I can't hear y'all though. And I don't know, my Wi-Fi straight. I don't know what's going on.
All right. I think it's the
Hold up,
audio
hold up.
source. Let's see.
All right, we good, we good. Can you hear me
You
now?
got it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Can you hear
yeah.
me now?
We can hit.
All right,
Yeah.
I had to unplug and plug my headphones in. So we good. Now I
There
know
you
if that
go.
happens, I know what to do.
There it
So were
is.
you able to hear anything I was saying about the
We were
cover?
able to hear you, bro. We were
We were
able to.
able to hear
All right,
everything.
perfect,
Yeah.
perfect, perfect. So moving forward, right?
Yeah.
When I heard the beat, right? And shout out to my brother Geronimo X, who completely produced this front to back, amazing producer from the IE. And mind you, this is shit that when I first met him was 2020. I started writing the album in 2021. So the fact that this album is literally almost 5 years in the works is crazy how it
Wow.
doesn't sound dated. And a lot of the shit that I'm talking about is even more relevant now than then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
when it came to the intro, it's funny, man. It was actually two verses I had for another producer, right? But unfortunately, in this rap world, you know, sometimes drama and bullshit gets the best of people and it may sway them to think differently. So for whatever
Hmm.
reason, they didn't utilize those verses. But you know what? It was a blessing in disguise because I felt those two verses, even though they're from two different songs, it complemented this beat perfectly. And I think it was the perfect way for me to bring in the album this deep. Like when's the last time, dog, you heard the opening line saying someone using umbilical cord and making that shit sound raw? You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
They say the pen's mightier than the sword, so these words could give a cut life like an umbilical cord. So it just lets you know that y'all about to go on a crazy ride with your boy, and we gonna take it there. And again, going back to the title, "The Canvas Never Lies," I'm gonna speak my truth on these beats that are my canvas that I chose to rock with. You know what I mean? And I just felt the intro. To me, the intro on the album is everything. It sets the tone for the vibe, the theme, the concept, just to hold the motherfucker's attention. For me, like if the intro isn't sounding right, then it's kind of a waste of a project. You know what I mean? Like if that opening fucking scene isn't cracking, then everything else is gonna kind of feel out of place. So when I heard this beat, it just felt right. And then shout out to my homegirl Mary Jane. She has that British. She's straight from the UK, so she's the one that added that talking intro that I thought was just perfect.
Ah.
Yeah, I felt that was the icing on the cake to make it that much
Yeah.
more unique. You feel me? Kind of like how Rick Ross has his Maybach music shit.
Yeah.
She wrote the intro part and then I gave her the second half and we just came
That's
together
nice.
and it came together beautifully, man. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And mind you, dog, like this album survived not one but two computer crashes. So everything you guys heard,
Woo.
real talk, everything you guys heard were mastered reference songs. But I knew this project was so solid and heartfelt. And the fact that I didn't have access to the beats anymore, I was like, it deserves to see the light of day. Even the producer, he took a hiatus from music. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't on IG for a minute. Like he literally went back to the cave. And I was like, you know what? I got so much important things on this project. Like my brother EQ recently passed away. Is one of his last verses. I knew that he would want this to see the light of day as well. So that's why I still move forward. And to be real, to the common ear, ain't nobody gonna be like, "Hey, dog, these songs sound a little too raw." But if anything, it kind of fits the whole concept and the vibe of the project. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that these are reference songs, what's more of an honest recording than a reference track? There's no extra bells and whistles. You know what I'm saying? There's not even a legitimate mix on it. It's literally just a
Yeah.
master on these references to make them sound a little more buttery. Shout out to my brother DJ Zoe, who blessed the cuts on the intro as well. And the rest is history. And I thought it was a solid, solid intro to let people know what they're in store for.
Hell yeah. That
Absolutely.
was a dope
Dope.
video too, bro.
Oh,
Thank you, bro.
absolutely.
And
Thank you,
so
man.
the for the people in the chat that barely pulling up, we are gonna run it back at the end of the show.
Yes.
So y'all
I
make sure you stick
appreciate that.
around so y'all can run it back. You know what I
And if
mean?
y'all need film work, you know who to holler, man. Holla at your
Holla
boy.
at your
Let's
bro.
bring your vision to life. I just did
Let's
shit
go.
with Rocka, Stro. I just did two with Blue, featuring Mike and I, LA Cool and Exile, and we ain't stopping anytime soon, man. So I'm really, really trying to take the filming shit just as serious as my music shit. You smell me?
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah. There it is, man. So here we transition into the question that we ask all like first time guests on here is that, I want you to take us back to the time when you basically first, what is your first memory associated with hip hop? Like what, like song memory? Take us back to the moment in time where you were at. Like if you can remember, like the atmosphere, the environment, who was there,
Right.
any of that stuff. Like take us back and like what was it also about it that had such an impression on you that fast forward to however old you are at this moment in your life
Yeah.
and where you're at in your career, which you've building a career and have built a career and are continuing to grow a career. Um, and you putting your life and love into this thing. Tell us.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the question. It's funny because I've been down memory lane before, and it's not what y'all may expect. So my introduction to hip hop culture in general was very unexpected. At the time, this is 1994. We're talking, right? I was 6, so you do the math. And at the time, I was only hip to like rock, alternative. My family's from Brazil, so samba, bossa nova, shit like that, right? So there was this old channel. I think it still exists. I don't know if y'all remember Nickelodeon. I think Nickelodeon's still around,
Hell
right?
yeah,
Right.
Nickelodeon still this.
So there was this old cartoon called Rugrats. You remember where the babies run wild and they could talk and go on
Hmm.
crazy adventures and shit?
That was
So I
past my time, but yes, I
yeah,
remember it.
yeah.
Yes.
So Crisscross, rest in peace to I don't know if it was Daddy Mac or Mac Daddy. I know one of them passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They did a commercial for Rugrats and blew my fucking mind, dog. I never heard this genre before. And it was something maybe I heard in rumblings, through cars passing by in the hood, whether if I was, living in East LA or West LA. But this was my first time like really hearing this type of genre firsthand, like lyrics on a beat. And I'm like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? And the fact that it's infusing a show that I was into as a kid, it blew my mind. In that moment there, man, I kid you not, I started freestyling, beatboxing. It just literally took my life over. It moved me in a way that no other music ever had. And I knew like this was something that was meant for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that same year too, I love telling the story. That same year too, right? It was my first time going to Brazil to the homeland with my mom in Rio de Janeiro. And my mom's putting me on blast with the family, like, oh, my kid's rapping now. And they're like, oh, really? And she, wants me to obviously, do a little flex for him. Now, mind you, there was no instrumentals or none of that shit, but I do remember my dad putting me up on classic rock shit like Queen. And I remember one of my favorite songs back then was We Will Rock You. And
Mm-hmm.
the beat's very simple,
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
literally would have my family stomp their feet, clap their hands, and I would freestyle to that. So it's crazy how the same year I got introduced to hip hop was the same year I got introduced to live performing. You know what I mean? And just blending genres together, and the rest is history, man. So it's crazy how because of a fucking stupid cartoon of babies and Crisscross doing a commercial for them, that shit changed my life and gave me more purpose than I ever could imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
wow, that's dope. I mean, as far as that goes, you came across to it through Nickelodeon. That is
Yeah,
the
bro.
first time that
Yeah,
I've heard that answer, and
right.
that's dope, man.
Yeah, then after that, first album I ever
Salute,
owned was
Nevin.
Warren G, Regulate G Funk era, that shit
Ah, what was your
changed.
favorite one off there
I mean, besides obviously the intro,
besides
I ain't
regulate?
gonna lie, dude. I love the cause it's the super soul sis,
Woo, there it
right?
is.
Right?
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Right?
That was my shit, dude. Because that went as we moved through the sky.
Sound like a
That
bird,
beat,
right?
man.
Who was the MC? It was the two
Uh,
girls, right?
yeah, I can't remember. It's the super.
It's the super souls. Anyways, that was my
Either
favorite
way.
cut.
Woo, hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
dog.
And then
So
how they also had the not to cut you off or interrupt you, but on that same album, he used and produced for he first let it go on Thug Life.
oh really?
So on the Thug Life Tupac's Thug Life project,
Yeah.
the song "How Long Will They Mourn Me"
Yeah.
is the same fucking beat as a Super Solstice,
That's crazy. I mean, now it all
or
makes
is
sense.
it, it's another. I'm trying to think. I can't remember which one because I always backed them up right to back when I was mixing them back in the club. In fact, I was like, "Here's my two that would snatch right together," and
Right.
people were like,
It's
"Oh
kind of
shit!"
like kind of like how
Yeah,
Pac had, Shorty Want to Be a Thug, and then Kanye flipped it for Drive Slow. Small
yeah,
world, smaller music world, right?
yeah. But
But
the same producer, and he put it. Yeah, it's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
So that, I'm really grateful that was my first album, bro, because it showed me how not just smooth and fluid hip hop could be, but also melodic. My introduction to hear Nate Dogg for the first time blew my mind. Rest in peace, Nate.
rest in peace.
And you feel me? Just to hear all the the levels and layers that hip hop could bring, dog. It just changed my whole perspective on music, dog. And now to make an honest living, an honest living and doing this and then create art, it's a beautiful thing. And it all, like I said, it all started with a stupid little cartoon on Nickelodeon back in '94. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. And then it took you to one of the most iconic albums that of the time that slept on and still doesn't get
Doesn't
the respect like as
doesn't
a album, as an entire album and
nah.
production with the Dub Shack.
Dove
You know
Shack,
what I
you know what
mean?
I'm saying?
All of
This
the
this this DJ, all that
they
shit.
gets
You
yeah
know what I'm
man.
saying? Like it's a classic album. How, was it you
Bananas.
you don't see what I
What
see?
I
You know what I'm
see
saying?
today, Warren
And you know
C.
what's a
Yeah,
trip? That
man.
album is only like 36 minutes long, and it's one of the
But
to me one of the
as
greatest West Coast albums and one of the most successful Def Jam releases of all time, dog. You smell
it
me?
was the album that saved Def
Def
Jam,
Jam. It
and
was
Regulate was the song that saved Def Jam. Not
real
so.
talk.
It's funny that the West Coast saved the East Coast, one of
And
the
and ain't
East
it ironic?
Coast cornerstones,
Yeah,
of the industry. But it's cool that, in a way, it's not in a disrespectful thing. I think it's beautiful that that was an early indicator, regardless, especially during that time when East West relations were problematic. It showed that, like, look, man, this hip hop is an art form.
right.
If we unify and don't let bullshit get in our
In
way.
between. And you got to think about it, even before that, when Cube left NWA, linking up with, what I'm saying, what organize was it Noise, right? To do his first
Nah, Hank
record.
Shockley and the Beats. Come on, man. The Bomb Squad, man.
Bomb Squad, my bad. Organized Noise is Outkast,
Yeah,
my bad. But yeah,
Outcast.
you feel
Yeah,
me? To go from NWA
uh,
Dre to Public Enemy's production lets you know like
yeah,
The East and West always been like this connected, before all that bullshit, speculation, drama. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I love the fact that what actually got them to decide on producing the album for Ice Cube, the whole album, because Cube or Chuck had invited Cube out to do a verse on Burn Hollywood Burn, and he had told him that he had left NWA and what was going on, and when they had heard that Cube had went to the East to try to get producers and work producers out there, that Dre and them were laughing at him,
Of course.
that the Bomb Squad took that as a personal challenge to be like, all right then,
All right, watch this.
knuckle up.
Watch
Knuckle up,
this.
and we're gonna make one of the most iconic albums of all time.
Hey, and you know what's crazy? I didn't even notice it behind you. That's dope, bro. I didn't even notice it behind you. That's fire.
That's one. That. I've got two copies. That's one. I bought two. That's my. I got
Yeah,
two.
I'm
The other one's
probably
sealed.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably between death certificate and
Oh,
lethal injection, bro. I don't
that
know, you know what I'm saying?
certificate is actually like
Yeah,
the they're equal in my opinion, because death certificate, like on a certain day, it's always
yeah,
death certificate, but I
always,
can't.
always.
But America's Most is like such a electric chair shock just as it starts, switch.
Yep.
you know
But I like that you said that electric chair shot because that's exactly what I felt with, I'm saying, regulate G Funk era. That was the shock that I
Absolutely.
needed. I was like, okay, if a cartoon can make a dope ass song, let me hear an actual fucking album of this. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's just crazy how I came across that album. That's a whole other story how I came across that. But the fact that that got into my hands and put me on the path that I am today. You smell me?
Yeah. So, what was it that took you to? What was your next level of progression into hip hop from there?
I mean, every chance I had to utilize it, bro, whether if it was school projects, talent shows, like everyone knew me as though that's the MC, that's the rapper dude right there. Like, I don't know. It just made sense to me, bro. It was beyond second nature. You know what I'm saying? Like whether if it was beatboxing, kicking verses, MC battling. Like I've battled some of the greats, dog. I've took out people like Dumbfounded and Satire and Lyric Flip and a whole bunch of Project Blowed OGs. You know what I'm saying? Have people like Joel Ortiz and Prince Poe be judging and shit. So I just I just kept staying at it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like and I come from the era where it was hand-to-hand flyers. There was no social media. You had to get the fuck out there, fight for that mic, fight for your time, fight for any opportunity. So much easier than just posting something out and letting people know, like, oh, so and so put me on. Like I put myself on, just like now I'm putting myself on now, whether if I'm recording myself, whether if I'm doing my own events, whether if I'm filming my own videos. Like that was I guess the hustler mentality embedded in me from my family, because Brazil is, people may not know, or if they do, it's the murder capital of the world. I don't know if it still is, but it's one of the toughest places to grow up
Dangerous,
at.
man.
You think you know what a hood is and shit. You haven't been to a favela in the hood in Brazil. So I think it's just that hustler, go-getter mentality, bro, that was always embedded in me, that I, always put forward in my hustle, in my music, that it just drove me to be where I'm at now, where like there's no excuses. Like I'm about results. You feel me? To make my dreams happen, to make my clientele and my revenue streams happen. Got to get it while the getting is good. And tomorrow ain't, not to be all dramatic, but tomorrow ain't promised for nobody. So I always made sure that everything that I did counted. Like I'm not the type to create on a chopping block, like record 50 songs and pick the best 10. Like, nah, these 12 joints I recorded for The Canvas Never Lies was the 12 joints that I knew the album was complete, just like any other project. Like if I'm taking my time towards it, it's going to see the light of day. Like everything that I invest my time in is for a reason, is for a purpose. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's dope, man. And you know, speaking of that, how old were you when you came to America? When
Well,
you
I
left
was, I
Brazil?
was, no, I was born originally in East LA. My mom came to America when she was
Yeah.
like early 30s and shit. But I first
Mhm.
went to Brazil when I was 6. So the same in
Gotcha.
94, in 1994, first year I got introduced to hip
Yeah.
hop. Yeah,
Got it. And then you were
yeah.
there for how long?
3 months.
Three
I didn't
months.
know a lick of Portuguese, and now I can speak it like it's nobody's business. Speak it better than my
I feel
Spanish.
you.
That's my Chilean side. So it's hard knowing two languages that are very similar. You smell me? It's a bit of a mind fuck, but
Yeah.
we make it work.
Absolutely. Look, man. I love how the culture just brings everybody together and shit, man. Like,
Absolutely,
but
man.
getting into the album, man, what was it? Because you had mentioned that it was, you had some of these verses and you just mixed them down, you let it go, and
Well,
you
that was
know,
just the intro. Just the intro.
just the intro.
Intro. I got two random verses from other songs that fit, but
Yeah.
everything else I wrote to those beats. I really let the music take me where I felt like it needed to take me. Like perfect example. We go to track two. Save that. Um, shout out to my brother Geronimo. He had that sample on the beat. Save all the drama, which I believe is, I want to say MC Light. I think saying that.
Hmm.
So it's crazy how sometimes producers, man, like without even saying nothing, they already can build the concept for the MC and where to take the song. So when I heard, track two on the album, Save That, I already knew I was gonna get my shit off. And I was going through a lot of bullshit drama, a lot of people trying to tear me down and to bust a lot of smear campaigns. And Mad knows exactly who and what I'm talking about. We don't gotta shine no light to that. But it felt good to say, get my shit off in such a classy way. Like if the shoe fits, wear it without putting nobody on blast. It's one of those songs, my G, where it's like, hey man, if you feel some type of way, then this song's for you. And I don't even gotta say your name. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I feel that way sometimes about a lot of shit. Like, this goes out to you and
Right,
you and
right,
you. I play
right,
that song sometimes.
right. And so, like, shit like Say That or Like Jada, track three on the album. I mean, dude, when I heard the Outcast sample on that beat that sounds straight like some Ninth Wonder shit, this was right when the whole Jada Pink and Will Smith drama started. And I was like, oh, perfect. I got to talk about that and the whole entanglement shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy how, you know, the sign of the times reflects on the music perfectly. And then the music becomes like a little time capsule of what the fuck's going on. And even though, like I
Man,
said, some of these joints is almost 5 years old, it still hits harder today, and how crazy and superficial this life could be, especially with social media being as present as ever in our lives. Like Jade is one of those songs that I feel like it's a generational type of joint. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely, absolutely, man. Yeah, it's a dope one. I kept playing that
I
back.
appreciate that. The video gonna
Yeah,
be crazy too, man. Shout out to my brother Bravo again and the Only More Parts car crew. We got fucking flames coming out of the back of crazy ass whips looking like Joker mobiles, like, and the drone shots we got for that is
damn.
crazy. So look out for that video coming out very soon as well.
Grand
So
Theft Auto type shit, huh?
Grand Theft Auto type shit. And then moving down to track 4, LA to NY, that was my first time in New York. And hearing out how raw that beat was, I just felt like, you know what, I want to talk about something while I'm in the mecca of this shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like I'm
Absolutely.
wearing my LA fitted proud over there in the middle of the East Coast, working with OGs like Rusty Jugs from the Boot Camp Click family or Don Pacino from the Kill Army family and filming videos out there. This is before I
Salute.
even had, before I even had the equipment I had today, bro. I didn't had no steady cam, just literally holding the phone as steady as possible as I am now, trying to make this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That LA to NY track is dope, bro. I was fucking
thank
with
you,
that.
bro. Thank you. And to be real, like I will be lying if I wouldn't say I'm heavily influenced by East Coast hip hop. Like I'm a boom bap kid at heart. So it was just dope to
Word up.
make those worlds collide on a joy and be like, hey, don't get it twisted. Like, yeah, I'm influenced by the East, but I was born and raised in the West. So don't get it twisted, you know?
Facts.
Hell yeah.
You know? And then moving on to track 5, that one is a really, soft spot in my heart, follow my lead because it's featuring one of the last verses for my brother EQ, who's no longer with us. And he did that verse, I want to say maybe a year or two before he passed. And that song just hits even more. And then to have Acid Rain, who is family that, under my boy Beyond from Acid Rain, I released this album under his label Acid Lab. So it was just a dope family affair to have EQ and Acid Rain, people that pretty much help raise me in this underground scene, and that are legends in their own rights, and to have them all on one track one last time, like it
What
really it
song was
really
that? My fault.
track 5, Follow My Lead, that has that
Oh
crazy, like real
yeah. Oh yeah.
spooky
That,
Halloweenish kind of beat,
look. I didn't hear your shit. I didn't hear it. I didn't bump it on any of the streaming sites because I stopped subscribing to those motherfuckers, man. They don't pay no artists, nobody, nothing. So why should we be subscribing to that shit, bro?
that part.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then if I go to play it, it's gonna play like any other music except the ones I'm trying to hear.
I feel you.
That's the bullshit it does. But I listen to them on YouTube, so I don't know the order of the way. But I was writing down the songs I was fucking with. I did write that one down. Uh,
Yeah, man, that one's
what
deep, dog. That was deep. And then my
what's
boy
up?
EQ's.
What can you tell me about the Shameless track? I was fucking with that hook too on that shit.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my homegirl Ariel Acosta. She's a beast from the OC. Killed
Dope.
that, and my boy
Hell yeah.
Shankar Menon, who's an amazing MC. I mean, I have a real keen sense of getting the right voices on beats. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing this for so long, and I've been blessed to executive produce so many different type of artists, from heavy metal to R&B and everything in between, that I just know to get the right beat to complement the right voice. You smell me? And
Hell
so
yeah.
Shameless definitely is a special one. And I mean, we just getting our shit off, dog. We're in a shameless world, and we
Yeah.
ain't afraid to be ourselves. Hence the
That,
title, The
that,
Canvas
that,
Never Lies.
that was a dope joint, bro. I was fucking vibing to that. I was banging
Thank
that shit
you.
at work.
Thank you,
Fucking
man. Yeah,
this shit.
again, Geronimo X, man, on production. That beat, it just gave me like AZ vibes. You feel me? It sounded like some classic AZ shit, do or die type shit. And I just was like, all right,
Yeah.
let me get in my low key bag. You know what I mean? And so I
Yeah.
appreciate you pointing that one out.
Word. Yeah. Yeah.
And that is the album artwork
That
that
shit's
if you
dope,
are
bro.
in the
Those
search
colors are
on,
vibrant, bro. They're
uh,
vibrant.
Yeah, you don't really see too many covers this vibrant, bro. So I just, you know, like I said, once you hear the album and see the cover, I just felt they both like coincided perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so much shit thrown together on this canvas that it somehow, some way created a beautiful piece of art.
I got a
so
I got a Tommy Hill camel fucking pullover that's all these colors right here. That shit is
Hell
fire.
yeah.
well,
Hell
I
yeah.
got a Denver Nuggets pullover that's just like that too. So,
What what were you gonna say, Ghost?
yeah. I was just gonna say, like, what was the track that you would want for us to get into and play? Like, you know what I mean, to give a sample off of. Like, you pick it. What's one you want to have the folks hear, and then once you pick that track out, tell us, set the table about the track, tell us the whys and the
Yeah, you
all
know
of
what?
that.
Let's do I think we should do Soul on Fire. And I got a funny story about that one. Should I save the story till after we play it?
Nope.
No, set the
Say
table right now.
so if you notice on Soul on Fire, I shout out Razkaz. I say Razzie Kazzy on some Golden Child shit. Because originally I intended to get Razkaz on the joint, but life be lifing, and just due to circumstances, I wasn't able to get him on. But it all worked out. Shout out to my brother Dosage. He's a beast from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Waukegan town to be exact. He body bagged his verse, put me on a beat. What is it? Put the beat up on a t-shirt. Like he killed that shit. Was it bitch couldn't dodge me even if it was Mookie Betts? Like he just
Oh
body bagged his
yeah.
yeah, dude. So yeah, man. So again, since these are references, I didn't have access to the files and none of that shit. So that's why I obviously would have removed the Razcast shout out, but I was like, you know what? That's the OG. He's good people's. He always shows me mad love. I was like, fuck it. I ain't gonna lie, that verse was intended to be next to Razzie. So I felt like I went above and beyond because I really wanted Raz to be, impressed by my ability as an MC. And I said some shit like, what is it? Just a lost article stuck in purgatory. I'm rolling with the horse, man. Like, you know what I mean? So I really wanted to set the bar and the tone if Razcast was going to be on the joint. You know what I mean? So that's Soul on Fire, which I believe is track 7.
I got it already queued up, man.
Yes,
This was
sir.
a great one.
Thank
Y'all
you,
get
brother.
ready.
It's also
to-
on my list.
Thank you,
to
brother.
hear-
And shout out to my brothers from France, Tune and Switch, amazing DJs who bless the cuts. Those are my peoples that have been working with me since my first album, Rebel Minded, back in 2007, 2008. So they're the ones that killed it on the cuts as well. Def Switch and Tune Curtis, man. That's my peoples right there.
And since you brought it up too, I mean, it's a perfect time to make the announcement that guess what, y'all? Razkaz has gotten back with us, and next Tuesday at the same time, same channels, we're gonna be interviewing the legendary West Coast icon
Fire.
Razkaz right here on B-Boys Underground next Tuesday. So
And
salute to Razkaz.
and to add
getting back with
to
us.
add to that, you kind of get the title Soul on Fire was a play on words to his debut album Soul on Ice.
Soul
You
on
get it?
Ice.
You feel me?
Yes.
So and see how the pieces come together. Canvas.
Oh,
never
as soon
lies,
as I saw it, I was like, "That's Razkaz."
Right.
So, as soon as I saw it,
that
so
was a low key
like,
salute to him.
absolutely. So check this out, man. Here we go, y'all. Soul on Fire.
Round 'em all, round 'em all, round 'em all, round 'em all. Hush. Yeah. It's all that wish, the best you never. Yeah. You know the rest. Razzie Kazzy, what up? Destruct, Golden Child shit. What? Classic. Love. Covered in hellfire when I came to this earth. Mama never knew a demon was constructed at birth. Break it down into minerals and acidic dispersed. The ink deadly will be conjuring the pen in this verse. Since Genesis, I altered your perspective as an altar beast. Alternative rap insidious to say the least. Living off this double-edged sword, sharpen any schemes. You get cut by any angle when you're roaming elf straight. Sweet dreams, wake up with no fucking glory. Just another article stuck in purgatory. I'm rolling with the horseman, serving allegories. While you down with the industry, committed statutory. Shit's ugly, we keep it classy with this dapper style. Cause the game's so twisted, even precious crack a smile. What it do? I'm only working with the legends now as a trained assassin. Watch me as I kill a crowd like that. How I do make it moves just like a chess piece. You too obsessed with all these goofy trends. Sharp enough to cut through human flesh. I'm too complex not to do the test. Got a bad bitch who loves me, couldn't dodge if I was Mookie Betts. From here to Los Angeles, going ham without the sandwiches. You could rap about the trap, but you couldn't handle the grammatis. I'm Tyson on this mic, but I don't have a list. More punchlines than Fab and Kids. Damn. Put me on a feature, put the beat up on a t-shirt. Before you fuck with me, suggest you do some research. Check the discography, you do the least work. And get to stomping on your bitch ass until my feet hurt. Bitch, feel the shit bleeding through the speaker. What I'm speaking on is nasty as a Cleveland steamer. How I do make it moves just like a chess piece.
Right? We live and die for that raw shit, my G. We live and die for that raw shit, dog.
Man.
Yeah, dog. I think, not to toot my own horn, man. Not to toot my own horn. I think that might be one of my nastiest lines. I say we keep it dapper we keep it classy with this dapper style because the game's so twisted, even Precious crack a smile. And I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie Precious. That's a fucked up ass movie.
Of course I saw
Right?
Precious, man.
Right? Even Precious crack a smile.
Right?
Yeah,
You know,
dog.
Yeah,
one
that's
of
a
the
banger. That beat is fucking fire. Shout out to Geronimo, bro. He's
Yeah,
fucking-
bro, and that's his old shit. Wait till you hear the beats he's cooking
Still-
now is nuts,
bro, you can always link us up, bro, and have him pull up on B-Boys Underground.
Absolutely.
we would love to
Absolutely.
have him, man. We would love to have him.
For sure, bro. And I think that's how you know something timeless, dog. Something that's 5 years old could still slap today, right? That's how you know it's some timeless shit, bro.
Hell yeah, that shit. When I heard that shit, I was like, "Ooh, that shit fire, bro."
Hey, D don't play, dog. That's what she said. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Who had the line on your album? It was like playing. It's like playing twisted metal on expert level.
That's me. More twisted, more twisted and twisted metal on the final level. Fueling up off Nas fumes that be dipped in fentanyl. Yeah, I'll be on some other shit sometimes.
I was like, ooh, I was like, run it back,
Right?
I had to listen to run it. I was like, all right.
Thank you.
That's
man.
it. What song is that? Which song is that?
That was a Follow My Lead joint featuring EQ, rest in peace, and Acid.
Follow My Lead, dude.
Yes, sir.
Like, tell me about Follow My Lead. Please set the table for that because we're gonna play that right.
Again, rest in peace to my brother EQ. One of his last verses he ever did for me. Body bagged it, killed it. We got a crew called Non Flacco, which if you look that up, we got 3 albums that we put out, all classics. And then Acid Rain, they just put out a new album as well. Rest in peace to the homie Gaja. It's just a lot of family on this, bro. And with a beat that dark and twisted, I just told everybody, like, hey, dog, just listen to my hook, follow my lead as I take it through apocalypse. And whatever that means to you, paint the picture. And my boys understood the assignment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, they did, man. So, check this one out. Follow My Lead. I fucks with this one. This is my vibe right here. Check
Rest
this
in
out,
peace,
y'all.
EQ forever. Acid Rain, what up?
Rest in peace.
All things affect consciousness, and visuals do, and sound does. There are certain frequencies that can have negative impact.
Knuckleheads turn nuclear bees, Arcadian horsemen. Devour soldiers underground, masquerading abortion. I've been around since the dawn of time, deep in the earth. You hear a sustenance for me to feed peace in that birth. The decimals pack the pedestals, frequently lacking medical. Disoriented factions, sleeping past the edibles. I run things above the core, bow to the gods. Psychedelic shrooms and explants challenge the rod. I see bitch in the planet, envision the circumstances. Developed through a frequency, lost in the Atlantic. Fairy tale pigeons, singing to the enchanted. While sex symbolism plays a world like I imagine. The apostle, apparitions hidden within a taco. Have you questioning my fat ass believers in Non Flacco? Chicken head groupies follow the phallus like Gonzo. Cause my art's like Dirk Diggler meets Picasso. Watch out. Follow my lead as I take it through apocalypse. Now this ain't my first time, so I can talk my shit. Don't gotta take my word for it, just know I exist. So here's a triple shot, go ahead, take a sip. Follow my lead as I take it through apocalypse. Now this ain't my first time, so I can talk my shit. Don't gotta take my word for it, just know I exist. So here's a triple shot, go ahead, take a sip. More twisted and twisted metal on the final level. Fueling up of Nas fumes that be dipped in fentanyl. Drifting in the whip, be matching how your mind slips. In this sick, sad world, Non Flacco represent. The worse it gets, only building up the passion. We stone cold, writtens be made with battery acid. Return of the tyrant, throw you off the axis. Yeah, it keeps spinning, but it's crooked like the captain. In any state, any country, any city, the purest of hearts can never fucking walk with me. Cause either you're sedated or you're close to jumping ledges. Praying to a false god or reading Dianetics. There ain't a thin line to a killer's design. The question if you cross it, will it scar you in time? See, I'm comfortably numb like a 79. breaking through walls and thinking out the box with this rhyme. Motherfucker, follow my lead as I take you through apocalypse. Now this ain't my first time, so I can talk my shit. Don't gotta take my word for it, just know I exist. So here's a triple shot, go ahead, take a sip. Follow my lead as I take you through apocalypse. Now this ain't my first time, so I can talk my shit. Don't gotta take my word for it, just know I exist. So here's a triple shot, go ahead, take a sip.
Things aren't as it seems have come undone. Where the beams will become obsessed and fiend for knowledge of what's to come. Some bleed and bleed until they leave, believer is a cup. While others are having a moment without a component to open them up. There's so many different roads to bear, like broken souls that won't repair. Moping cause their hope is gone, soaking in their own despair. Kicking a wally down, compounding anguish till the hurt. Some people lament to others rather than selling down their hell on earth.
If my conditions are my making, let me live inside my sorrow. But that is only temporary. I give myself until tomorrow, then it's off into the battles. Some of y'all mistake them evil spirits for reflection in the mirror or your secrets. If hell is dark, then never sleep. And when you rest, stay on your feet. Take a breath with lids up to the sky and let the sun go deep. Let the cycle spiral, more equations to decipher. If I struggle, let me live, still a win despite the answer.
Yeah, y'all.
Yeah, man. Geronimo spaz on that one, bro. Rest in peace, EQ, man. Real shit.
Rest in peace on that one. for
That's
real.
that's one of those joints where it's a lot to digest. Like you ain't gonna get the full like aspect and breakdown of the song in just one sitting. You know, you gotta run it back a couple times to fully digest that shit because we're all saying some real shit of like just what's going on behind the scenes in this crazy ass world. You know what I mean?
Word.
Absolutely. If you had to pick one, do you have one that is your favorite?
On the album, oh man,
Yeah.
I'll be real. The intro really, I just feel like that's one of the best intros I've ever put together on an album. It just flows beautifully, and the fact that it was like I said, two random verses, and the way Homegirl's vocals and my boy Zoe's cuts just all came together. Like, but I will say the outro, it's possible. That's the first song that I did for the album. And again, following the producer, you know, he had that sample in there. It's possible. It was hard for me not to follow that and think of something positive without sounding preaching and shit. So I
Yeah.
think the intro and the outro is possible are probably like my favorite cuts, man. Just I felt like it was the perfect way to start it and the perfect way to end it, which I feel like is important for any album, right?
Well, what's set the stage for it? Was there anything other extra that you can add extra color to about the It's Possible?
I mean, without this joint, I think the rest of the album wouldn't be what it is. It's Possible was like the first official song I did for the album, and it was the first video I ever filmed. And I was in if you look up the video, I was in New York. Oh yeah, we could bring up that video. I forgot.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. That was my first time in New York. So you're gonna see me in front of the Statue of Liberty, you know, in Times Square, you know what I'm saying? Inside on top of the what's it called? Empire State Building. And to let people know, like, hey, a homie from LA could go to all these crazy landmarks in the East Coast, and even with no professional, you know, film camera or film crew, I'm still making my art and my dreams happen. You know what I mean? And
Awesome.
this is exactly this is one of those motivational joints I feel like could change somebody's life if they really, really dissect and listen to what I'm saying. I really feel like it can take you out of a bad place and hopefully put you on the right path, you know?
You found the video, Boogie? You need me to get it?
Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. We
Should we
good.
just should we just play the video or what?
We're gonna
Yeah,
play
we
the
might-
video. I got it ready to go. I just was
Little
waiting for you to
visual, bro.
finish setting the
This is-
table. You know,
This is
that's-
back in 2021 or 2020. Yeah, 2021 or 2020 when I did the video. So yeah, it's crazy. This is gonna be a flash in the past for sure.
Here we go, y'all. It's Possible, Destruct, y'all. The official music video.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, man. Bam.
Anything you put your mind to, right, shit. Don't let that bullshit yo, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. If you're remaining stagnant, you got nothing to gain. Push the pedal to the metal and stay in your lane. But if you're always second guessing, then nothing will change. You gotta break out the chains of self-doubt. Calculate your moves, watch your step or reroute. Organize the mission, what's the motive you speak about? And do your actions back it, or is simply just for the clout? See, fame was never a driving force when it came to this course. I do this because I love it, never planning divorce. Committed since day one, like I was born in a psych ward. Now I'm on the road every week, this my life tour. Apply pressure whenever I feel a slight sore. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger than how you were before. Gotta survive the industry that's beyond pure cutthroat, like the Godfather scene with the dead horse. Life ain't a movie though, sorry, gotta break it till you gotta put in work. Never underestimate the feeling, sky be the limit. That depends if you can see the ceiling. Only thing that's stopping you is you, so why you interfering? It's all possible, soak it and see what knowledge do. If no one still believes in you, fuck it, then that's just more to prove. Not everybody built for this, that's the honest truth. But as long as you convince, well then make your move. Anything you put your mind to, don't let that bullshit blind you. Yeah, this the best time to make your moves, let them define you. Anything you put your mind to, don't let that bullshit blind you. Yeah, this the best time to make your moves, let them define you. Hey yo, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. If you're remaining stagnant, you got nothing to gain. Push the pedal to the metal and stay in your lane. But if you're always second guessing, then nothing will change. Hey yo, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. If you're remaining stagnant, you got nothing to gain. Push the pedal to the metal and stay in your lane. But if you're always second guessing, then nothing will change. That's what it is. Right. Remember that. Geronimo, Destruct. Let's go.
And y'all,
Anger.
Joints like that, man, I don't even consider it rapping, dog. It's a conversation, really. Like, it's like if I was a motivational speaker, I would literally just recite this shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man, that's definitely, I love it. You couldn't have put anything. I can't agree with you more, and you couldn't have said it better for me, because anything you fucking put your mind to, you know what I mean.
And let's keep it a buck, bro. Like, that song in the wrong hands could have been corny as fuck. Let's be real, right? Like, any kind of motivational music, period, is the thin line between actually being passable or being corny or like forced.
Yes.
And this one, the sample just drove the idea. Like, how could I not, right? With a sample like that, with the girl singing in the back, it's possible. How could I not feed off of that, and give you some real shit? And dog, mind you, I've been through hell and back, bro. I've been through hell and back. A lot of people don't know, man. Like, I've seen suicides and deaths and so much shit and lost so much, but I'm not one to gloat or glorify that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my music's that thin line between creative, experiences and life experiences. And songs like this is like just a true reflection of that shit. Like, hey man, if I could do it, anybody can, without it sounding like a played ass statement. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just positive. It's great. And I'll tell you, for one big fact, both of us, Mad Ways and myself, have been through a whole lot. We've talked about it a whole lot on there, so we don't have to get into it.
Right.
You guys can run back, but it's, and it is. And the reason why that this is even here and we're talking to each other right now is because of the same mindset that I found and found it through music, and it was I just said fuck it. I'm rock bottom right now, and all I got is me, and all I got is my family. I got a down ass wife, and I got 2 kids that fucking love me, ride or die.
Oh yeah.
And it's time to get to pick pick my shit up and get my shit together and beat the shit that I had to beat. And getting this here today and being able to have this
Right.
conversation with you is very much it's possible, because
That's
this has
real.
been a lot of betting on myself, but it's a lot of people believing in me and betting on me and fucking with me and helping me get a chance to talk to dope ass individuals like you, man. And I appreciate your time with us, and I hope you had an opportunity to talk about the album as much as you want. I'm not cutting you off, but I know, and respect to the time frame that you gave us, I want to
Nah,
honor that.
I appreciate that, fam. Now we can go for like another 10 minutes, man. Nah, but and everything you just said, my
Yeah,
G, I can't thank you enough for even just breaking it down. You know what I mean? Because people got to remember, we ain't no superheroes. Artists are human beings just like anybody else at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And we just trying to make sense of this thing called life. And thank God for us. We should feel so lucky to have this music to be our form of therapy and expression. Because if not, we could think of a lot of other worse ways, right? And like you said, rock bottom. I mean, if you down, there's only one place but up, right? And so
yep.
I hope this music like this can help people in time of need, especially now more than ever. With all again, we kind of touched on it a little bit last time we spoke, but I hope music like this can really just uplift my people because we need that now more than ever, man. I was born and raised by immigrants, you feel me? So like we feeling this shit from all sides, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel conflicted to be a Dodger fan. I even feel conflicted to be an American, but it is what the fuck it is. We gonna push. We gonna push through it. And like the song title said, it's possible, right? So
Yeah, dude.
Word up.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be
All
pushing this one
facts,
a
big
lot.
facts.
I need files, fam. I need the files. I need the files,
I
fam. I need the
got you. I got you.
files.
I got you,
Yeah,
man.
so
I'm trying.
All right.
my boy's a DJ. He be DJing, at on Twitch. He be go doing
And
mad
I
live,
do real
mad
life.
training,
Yeah.
and he out DJing, in
No,
Denver.
of course, man.
And
So
I'm
send
getting
my
ready
dude,
to
send my dude your music, so he can play it out
yeah.
there.
I got you, my G. Hell yeah, I'll send it
And
to
we're
you.
going to be playing your videos on our video music show. Yes, you
I
guys
know
remember?
we might have played that one, bro. I don't know
We
if
did. I think we
I
did
think I did.
absolutely
I
play
think I
it.
did put it in the
We
chat.
did play it. We
So
did
we
play
had
Fire.
that.
already rocked that video.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
Sometime
because we were
before
like, here's a
but he
preview of who
had
we
a
got coming up.
yeah.
Right?
He had
Hey,
a little
perfect,
video.
man.
So hell
But
yeah.
check it out. We do video mix shows, and yes, we did one last Saturday. We're gonna probably do one depending upon our schedule. We got to connect and collaborate on which one we could do it, but we do that. I DJ here, and we are going to be putting together a live uh, DJ mix show on B-Boys Underground, playing nothing but exclusive tracks from all B-Boys Underground artists, and I'm gonna be making a mixtape with all B-Boys Underground artists and guests and
Fire.
stuff like that, playlists and all of that stuff. So be on the lookout and
Fire.
support and pull up. You got anything, final words or any parting words before we get back into the intro to be the outro for
That
this
part.
show?
Hey man, I'm look, I call myself the best you never heard for a reason. And hopefully, if you give my music the time of day, it'll all make sense to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to let people know that real artists still exist, real MCs still exist, real albums still exist. And I'm just trying to carry the torch properly, man. We in dire needs like now, I think we need like, some real, positive thinking moving forward because they want us to be consumed by fear. They want us to be consumed by all this negativity, this gray clouds. And I'm trying to escape through all that. And music to me is the purest form of escapism. And I just hope this album embodies some kind of hope for anybody. It does definitely has some dark moments, but it got some bright moments too. And sometimes in our darkest moments, we get our brightest ideas. And I really feel that this album encapsulates so much. And I just appreciate you guys giving me the time of day to even just speak on it and spread the word out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So I can't thank y'all enough. Destruct, the canvas never lies, man. That's what it is. Hopefully it'll be a future classic. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Hey, yo, check this out, man. Mad Ways, you got anything to say?
Yeah, man, shit. Check out the homie Destruct. That's a dope album. That shit bangs. There's I was fucking with at least like eight joints was fucking fire as fuck. You know what I
Thank you,
mean?
bro.
For reals.
Uh,
Yeah, man.
Nah, yeah, man. And real quick too, again, let me just do a little roll call. Again, shout out to Geronimo X for blessing the production. Shout out to all the features that killed it. You know what I'm saying? My homie Dosage from Chicago, my homegirl Nejma Nefertiti from New York, Dank from the legendary Frank and Dank, Detroit, J Dilla Foundation, my boy JFK, Boston, the legendary, you know what I'm saying, Show Off Records, Static Selective family. You know what I mean? My brother EQ, rest in peace, Non Flacco Forever, Acid Rain, Beyond, Omega, Gadja Forever, Def Switch, Toon Curtis, DJ Zoe, my boy K Dub as well, who helped with additional mastering, and of course my homegirl Eliza for blessing me with the cover. And I think, oh, of course, Ariel Acosta for blessing the hook on fucking Shameless, and my boy Shankar Menon. I think I named everybody, man. I want to make sure I give everyone the time of day that helped this album really become what it is, and make it as special as it is for me, and hopefully this for whoever gives it the time of day as well, you know.
Word up, bro. Word up.
Absolutely. So check it out, man. B-Boys Underground. We'll be back tomorrow because, yes, this week it's a double header. We got another
Hey.
dope ass episode. The homie exclusive is pulling up. We had an episode early on. He was on and known as Isaiah Dunn. He's taking a journey with his name and he's bringing it back to what it used to be called. There's a whole lot of message in this journey and a whole new album that you're going to get into. It's going to be a really great interview. I truly enjoyed the very first time I had a chance to chop it up with him, and I've continued to talk to him throughout this entire 2-year journey of B-Boys Underground. So tomorrow's going to be special. Pull up. It'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. to be more Pacific, and 1 a.m. GMT, wherever you are across this globe. That'll translate to you, man. Without further ado, keep it positive, keep persevering, and look, keep going, y'all. You know what I mean? So check it out. And check it out, man. We're going out with the intro. The outro's the intro. So we outro. Check it out, y'all. Here we go, y'all.
Salute, man. Much love, man. B-Boy Underground, man. You don't know what it is, man. Hope to see y'all soon. You know what I mean?
Hey, you pull up anytime you got anything. You're always welcome whenever you want.
Appreciate that, my G's.
Much love. Peace.
Data video.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
That part. Check this out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
When it comes to this art, I have no boundaries. Art to me is a dialogue between the conscious and the subconscious, creating realities, revealing the truth. So with all that said, the canvas never lies.
And if painting teaches you nothing else, it'll teach you to see nature, to appreciate some of the beauty that's around us every day that we take for granted.
Let's get it right.
So I thought today we'd do a picture in gray just to show you that anyone can
Destruct,
paint.
It's the best you never heard.
Geronimo X,
Geronimo.
Learn to work with what
the best you never heard.
They say the pen's mightier than the sword, so these words could give a cut life like an umbilical cord. It's that God flow driven like a biblical tour. Spread the message through the land, it's what these missiles is for. We got World War III at our doorstep. You could blame this track for that. Fuck what Big Brother said. Politic with demons, only payoff is a sever head. I'd rather keep my soul intact and squeeze a trigger filled with lead. Number 2, medicine, saving all the residents. Try to keep the peace, but the streets keep me malevolent. Gotta be selective when choosing what your weapon is. Who you call your people's get influence or you go against. The cycle never ends, so these cycles only blend. When the night falls, any moment you could slip. Your best bet's to pray while most only pretend. So keep your eyes closed, I promise I'll make it quick. Blah.
Don't you get it? I'm an artist. I paint with words. The best you never heard. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Let's go.
Art is within us all. You just have to find your own canvas.
Puros clásicos.
This is timeless art.
That's what we go,
This is what I like to call classic.
Look, summer vibes in the wintertime, but the weather never mattered when it's dinner time. Hustle all night, graveyard shifting right. I keep the shovel close when I'm working overtime. Everybody's in the verse, blood when I write, but no affiliation when I cook the kryptonite. The streets cold, no heroes where I roam, so we gotta get creative when the cemetery close. The soul live on, even through your last breath. I wipe the dust off the collection of my old cassettes. Hard times give us strength out here in the West. Plus the quality is legendary, never stress. We rather smoke the ashes of our enemies. But why waste time with a garden full of trees? Just get your mind right while I sharpen up my schemes. And vibe while you listen to the new Guru and Cream.
Sometimes we work too hard at painting. Painting should always be fun. It should make you happy. That's when you're truly an artist.
B-Boys Underground, much love to each and every single one of y'all. Go in love, go in peace. Stay blessed, y'all. We out.